content is for educational purposes only. This is not investment advice from Bullionite LLC. There is always risk for substantial losses in investing and or trading through any financial instrument with or without this or any other type of advertised product. Past performances are not indicative of future results. Different types of investments involve varying degrees of risk. Specific strategies or education presented by Bullionite LLC and its associates in this video are for educational purposes only.
Thank you again for joining me for this video session where I'm going to do a market analysis on the gold market and the oil market, crude oil, right? Why am I paying attention to these two markets right now? Simply because if you watched one of our previous videos, you'll see that a market that really gained or a lot of our interest because of its unusual movements and the trend kind of developing in it, which we feel is strong, is the US dollar market, right? Like if you watch that video, if you haven't watched that video, please go watch that video. But that will tell you kind of what's unusual about the US dollar index, what's going on there. And also in that video, I've gone over some concepts that will help you kind of figure out how, when you're looking at a particular market and the way it's responding to certain fundamental trigger events, or how it's not responding to certain fundamental events, will allow you to formulate a strong trade and get a significantly performing trade. Okay, so watch that if you haven't watched that video. We'll also try to include a link in our videos whenever I talk about a particular video that might be connected in information or related in information. We'll probably include a link where you can click on and go to that video as well, okay, to continue to help in your education process. So in that video, towards the end with the US dollar analysis, I said that we're going to now look at certain markets that are correlated with the US dollar, whether they're inversely correlated or directly correlated, whichever format, we're going to look at that. And certain markets that have shown particular movements that you could make money off of, right? And I think those markets have been crude oil, gold, a few others, but I'm going to focus on gold and crude oil, okay? And just like the normal format, I'm going to now switch to looking at the charts. And then after we look at the charts, we'll go over a summary of what we're thinking about that markets, okay? All right, so bear with me as I'm doing that. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen and the charts that we're looking at, and just so that I can point out what we'll be looking at, and bear with me as I'm moving these tools around. Right now you're looking at the gold market, as you can see right here. I'm going to change the color of my pencil there so that things are clearer. There you go. So this is the gold market, and then you can see I'm looking at a daily chart. Okay, now again, for people who are joining in who may not have seen the other videos that I've done, whenever I'm looking at the chart, usually I'll